Mm, mm. It's a thin line between love and hate. It's a thin line between love and hate. Mm. It's a thin line between love and hate. Mm. It's a thin line between love and hate. Mm. Mm, 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 mm. What's up, y'all? Foot's here. I'm letting people join. Hope you guys having a good night. I'm actually watching Philly and KC on NFL Network. Um, man, man, man. So we get the tweet from Adam Schefter at about what time was it, y'all? Very impromptu. Adam Schefter comes out at about what time was that? 8:30. 8:30. Jaylon Smith cut. Jaylon Smith cut. And I'm singing the song. It's a thin line. It's a thin line between love and hate. It's a thin line between love and hate. Uh, man. Um, the Persuaders. What a great, great song. Um, man. So anyway, I'm just singing that song and I'm letting you guys get in here. But the truth of the matter is, I called for this in training camp. Around training camp, I said, I think that Jaylon Smith, I thought that it was clear that Micah Parsons was going to be on the field. Clear. But then you get the news today that Jaylon Smith has gotten cut, and you're like, okay, what's the real reason? And I'll get to some of my theories tomorrow. I'll be on with Vach and the homies, and we will talk about, the defense and how they played. But to cut to the chase, y'all, when you watch film, when you go back and slow things down, when you really watch film, and even with LVE, those guys just don't move as well as Micah, as well as Jaron Curse, as well as Keanu Neal. And I believe that in practice, they're looking at Jabril Cox and saying Jabril Cox is just a better athlete than what Jaylon Smith is right now and for what the NFL is right now. I had another video planned. I wrote in a bunch of notes. I don't know if you guys can see this. Probably not. I wrote in a bunch of notes. When I thank you for the super chat, Joe Resser, and I'll get to a bunch of your guys' questions. I'm gonna spend about 30 minutes with y'all, man, just really talking about how this went about, scheme, Dallas, really in the potential of Dallas's defense. How I think that they feel about this team. I think they're looking at it and saying, man, let's get Jabril Cox and some of these young guys reps now because, um, it can be special. Like, if this defense is already improved now, what could this defense be in 17 weeks when you kind of know what the league is, when you kind of know who guys are? Gabe, can you go right there and give me a water, please? So, anyway, but before I do that, I'm not going to do anything Bush League, which is kick Jaylon while he's down. I'm just not going to do that. The truth of the matter is, Jaylon's story was incredible, right? For him to come back from the injury that he did in the way he did, yeah, I thought that was. Is it frozen? Is there anyone that aren't? It's my boy. I'm asking him to give me water. Okay, that's fine. Everything's in there frozen. Wow. For him to come back from the injury the way that he did, can you go upstairs and give me one? Thanks. For him to come back from the injury the way that he did. I just thought that it was incredible. You know what I'm saying? Like he fought back. Um, he got himself paid, and I won't take that from that man. Like that's that's Bush League and it's low, and I don't think as fans we need to do that. The writing was on the wall. You could see that he couldn't move anymore, but he does get credit for at least giving effort and trying to fight his way back, which a lot of guys just wouldn't have done. But it's just clear the speed of some of these other guys and the athleticism of some of these other guys is just better. Um, I thought that because Dallas was in that Jason Garrett, you gotta understand this is also a purging of Garrett's guys. Like if we're gonna talk about how well this team is played, we gotta talk about Mike McCarthy's drafts, the type of players he's drafting. I know a lot of y'all jump on the I hate Mike McCarthy bandwagon, but to me it's ridiculous because I can't remember any Jason Garrett teams being this prepared, flying around. And if you're gonna give these coordinators credit, you guys need to understand that in these meetings, in these when they're coming up with game plans, Mike McCarthy is the one who's okaying all this stuff, and he's also the one who's giving suggestions and giving ideas. Is still the head coach's team. Period. So while there are times where we're not happy with some of the things or some of the decisions that Mike makes, right? That's fine. But Mike has gotten this team prepared. He gets credit for that. Let me talk to Joel Resser. Joel, thank you for the super chat. Parsons, Neal, Cox, LVE, not to mention Curse, Wilson, Hooker, and specialty packages. We good. Love Jaylon's story. He came up. This is how I want to remember him, guys, right here. Joel, I think that's very classy of you as a fan, and that's what it is. Jaylon, listen, I'm not on here to give him a sob story because the play wasn't good, and this is the NFL. You're either good or you're not. In the play, he had 1 year where it was okay. Then teams figured him out, and I just go back to that Skins game from last year. They just were able to find him in the flats, and he just wasn't able to scrape over the top fast enough. He just couldn't run. And the league now is speed. The league is sideline to sideline. He just couldn't do that. And so I think Joel was spot on, but he also had a really good story. Guys, throw a bunch of questions out there. I'm gonna just keep talking for a little bit. So Jaylon Smith out. I thought it would happen in training camp. I don't know why they waited. Which is I had no reason. I don't know why they waited. Now you're hearing some theories out there that, and you guys could feel free to chime in. You're hearing theories out there that he was starting to become a cancer in the locker room. I can't see Jaylon being a cancer in the locker room. Now, could he have started to be one? Sure. Because he wasn't playing that many reps. So I'm pretty sure he's like, yo, why am I not playing? But the truth is, I'm pretty sure, like, and they in meetings, they in film, they can see who's whiffing on tackle, who's not. I'm pretty sure he even had to know, like, man, like, when you watch Micah Parsons play, come on. I mean, Lane Johnson asked for the guy's jersey. All human beings are created the same. All football players definitely aren't created the same. Micah is not. He's different. And so now this team has said, we have a chance to build this defense into something special. Special. I don't believe that Jaylon was an issue. I believe that he was a team guy. There's going to be a lot of theories and reports, and I hope that the media doesn't turn this into a Cowboys fans versus Jaylon thing, because the truth is, those who have followed the team, those who watch film, I mean, come on, we knew the writing on the. if it wasn't now, it was going to be done at some point. It was going to be done. It was just a matter of when. And so, yeah. But so Jaylon's out. The play just in the time that he was in there, it's still he wasn't his eyes. He wasn't playing with his eyes well. He wasn't scraping over the top well. And LVE has had times this year where he looks just kind of big, bulky, and when he's running out there, he's just not feeling. I'm gonna tell you, man, like Jaylon Curse is really outplaying a lot of our backers except Micah, just because he has such a good feel, and he's so athletic and long. He's just really good in the box, and that's kind of like what the league is now. The league is no longer, backers who are 260, downhill players anymore. Yes, you have to be downhill. Yes, you have to. You have run fits. Backers have run fits. Yes, but you can't be slow. You got to be able to move. You got to be able to flip your hips, open up, and make a play in space. And I just don't think that LVE was even doing that anymore. And I'm just like, I don't think he's doing it anymore. And I think the writing on the wall is for him. The other thing that I think that's happened is the staff is watching Jabril Cox practice. The staff watched Jabril Cox in preseason. The staff watched Jabril Cox tape at LSU. And they're saying, hey, man, I like Jaylon Smith. But if Osa, we haven't even really gotten a hold of Osa possibly not giving that job back to Neville Gallimore. Not possibly, but I don't know if Neville Gallimore is going to get his job back. So you have Osa playing great as a rookie. You have Chauncey Golden coming in. I just cut up some film with him using his hands, being a force player on the edge. He set the edge on a pitch. I rewatched the game. He set the edge on a pitch against – who was that running the ball? Against Chuba Hubbard. Obviously it's not Christian McCaffrey, but he's doing his job being a run force player. Then he has the sack. A youth movement on the defense is really taking place. Does Mike McCarthy get any credit for drafting these players? I would hope so. Or are we going to give that all to Will McClay? Does Mike McCarthy get any credit? I remember the report came out that Mike McCarthy was one of those people that said, hey, let's look at Connor McGovern at fullback. Let's establish our will as a running back. Game 1, you come out, you throw the ball 40 times. Game 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever. Now Mike McCarthy's running the ball. So the draft, these young players on defense, being able to get rid of your last defensive coordinator, Mike Nolan, even though that's your buddy, hey, Mike, you didn't get the job done. Whereas Jason Garrett probably would have stuck it out. Mike McCarthy deserves credit. I don't care. I'm going to die on that bandwagon, just like I told you guys about Dalton Schultz for a long, long time. I told you guys about Dalton Schultz for a long, long time, and I'm going to continue to say that. I was the biggest Dalton Schultz fan, and you guys didn't believe me. And now he's a stud. He keeps playing like this. He'll be in a Pro Bowl, and you guys will have to come back and say Foots was right. You have to say it. Let me go change my shirt real quick. Y'all stay in here because I feel like ranting now. Y'all ain't got me hyped. Doing your push-ups.
I'm on my sit-ups.
That wasn't 100. Don't even try it.
It was 100 push-ups.
Yeah, don't try it. Don't try it. Hey.
Well, where do you want me to start? 75?
Hey. You're fine.
So start at 75.
Don't be too loud. All right, guys, I'm back. Changing my something a little more comfortable. So the truth of the matter is this. Here's the deal, okay? Jaylon Curse is out playing Everybody but Micah Parsons. Micah Parsons back in the middle of the defense. Um, it's obvious, it's clear and obvious that this defense is fast flowing. Dan Quinn has his hands on the defense. He's recreated, I wouldn't say the Legion of Boom. We're not going to get out of control, but he's created a fast flowing defense that the league, I'm sure, will try to emulate, but you have to draft well. You have to have the plan. You have to have the sauce. And I always say this about sports, about anything in life. Everybody's food doesn't taste the same. You can have the recipe. So I'm pretty sure our teams who have the recipe, but they don't, everybody's food doesn't taste the same. And I just believe that at the end of the day, Dan Quinn said, I think DQ went in there and said, guys, he's not needed. Guys, hey, April. April's entered the chat. You guys make sure you get the likes up. Guys, he's not needed. Guys, let's let these young guys ball out. I just think Dallas deserves so much credit for the job that they've done in the draft this year. Like, Rashawn Slater would have been an A-plus pick, but they believed in Steele, and that's looking like a great idea because Steele is playing great. Is he Rashawn Slater? No, he's not. Rashawn Slater is playing at a Pro Bowl level right now. But for them to say no, Tyron Smith is gonna. They rolled the dice on Tyron and they're cashing out. Then for them to say, guys, I know you love this player, that player, but Micah Parsons is our guy. The rest of the league doesn't know what they're doing. Defenses win now in the middle of the defense with athletes like a Micah Parsons. And then you have, people like LeVar Arrington who compared him to a Sean Taylor type talent. They said Micah Parsons is a Sean Taylor type talent. And Micah Parsons didn't play last year. And you have a person like Foots who was like, why not get Rashawn Slater? And then on draft night, I'm like, but then I say, let's make sense of it. And then the rest of the draft happens. And then you start to see Jabril Cox fall and slide, and you're like, what's going on with Jabril? And then Dallas drafts him. And then you draft Kelvin Joseph. Like, if Kelvin Joseph and Nashawn Wright hit, either or, because Trevon Diggs is going to be here for a long time, it's clear. So if one of those guys hit, this draft could be comparable to the 2016 draft. Dak, Zeke, the whole nine, Anthony Brown, the whole nine. That's incredible. Like, that will be incredible, guys. So I just thought that DQ said, look, I've said it all off season that they're gonna clean house of Jason Garrett fluff. If your name isn't Zach Martin, Tyron Smith, they like Jordan Lewis. Jordan Lewis has been doing some nice things. And Anthony Brown, I got on him early against the Bucs. Anthony Brown has played well. Anthony Brown has played well. He has. If you're not those guys, you're not safe. If you're from that regime, I believe Connor Williams is out the door next year. All that any of that hangovers out, man. Like, and I'll just give you guys an example of the difference between in staffs. And somebody said it's a Belichick move. Absolutely. It's a Belichick move. It's a Belichick move. But that's what the NFL is not the hold your hand, feel sorry for you league, because that's how you end up like the Browns of old, or, some of these teams, the Jets. That's how you end up like the Jets. Or, that's how you end up like Pittsburgh right now. Because you're holding Ben Roethlisberger's hand instead of making the right football call. And the right football call was 2 years ago. Ben Roethlisberger couldn't play. So you needed to draft a quarterback and have somebody prepared. But you love Ben, blah, 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 whatever. So, boom. Yeah, I believe Tristan Hill will definitely be gone. Tristan Hill's out. It's not even a question. I argue with Vosh about that for a long time. Tristan Hill is out. He's out. That's not even a thought. Tristan Hill is out. Make sure you guys pound the like button, pound the like button, pound the like button, pound the like button. Send the questions. I'm just ranting right now. I want to go back on the Dalton Schultz rant. I think Dalton Schultz, if you guys really go watch the first play of the game. Go watch the first run play of the game and go watch how he blows Jeremy Chin's ass up. That's football, dog. Like, Blake Jarwin don't want to block like that. That's football. Dallas now stylistically has said, hey, man, you're going to play a too-high show. We're going to run the ball, and my dog Dalton Schultz is going to knock your small nickel back or whatever off his you-know-what. He's going to kick these defensive ends out. Whoa, 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 whoa. Dalton Schultz out the door. Are you crazy? Don't play with me. Don't play with me, Cowboy hater. Oh, that's why. Let's get him out here. Why am I the Cowboy hater? Let's get him out here, man. We ain't playing with that. Let's talk to my real Cowboys fans. Cowboys fan, yes. I like Dalton Schultz coming out of Stanford. Me too. If you go watch the video, one of the last videos I posted on Schultz about me praising his blocking, I said some of these things when he came out of Stanford. He was physical. He was violent. And Stanford players, they just come to the league with a different vibe. It's facts. They just come to the league with a different vibe. And I thought that Schultz was one of those guys that when he came to the league, he was just ready to go. I'll get to some questions in a second, but if you guys have questions and you want them answered right now, super chat. Do you think Diggs is the best corner in the league? His ball hawk skills are way better than Jaylon Ramsey. I've said the only thing that separates Ramsey and Diggs right now is the elite level speed and the elite level athleticism. I think that Jaylon Ramsey is, when he was drafted as high as he was to the Jags, it was rightfully so. Him, Derwin James are the two best DBs I've covered in the last 5 years. I think Derwin James is a stud. The only difference is he just hasn't been healthy. But you saw what he was able to do last night against the Raiders. He's crazy in run fits. He can cover. Him on the field, it just helps so much. He's just so athletic. And then, Jaylon Ramsey is that same player from both Florida State, just freaks. So I'm not gonna jump off the bridge and say that he is better. The ball skills are elite, and what Diggs does is I like Diggs is kind of like a prize fighter. He fills you out for the first couple rounds, he picks his shots, and then he plays with you. And I think that's what Diggs does so well. He's long, he's physical, and he's feisty. I think the thing that makes Diggs so cool also is last year he struggled at times, but good corners have short memories, and I think that that's what makes Diggs so good. He's never too high, he's never too low. I think having a brother like Stephon Diggs made him an elite level competitor, and that's really what Dallas is getting to. They have elite level competitors on this defense, and I think that's special. I think we got another super chat. Josie Jacobo, you don't want to say anything, homie? Thank you for the $5 super chat. But if you got any questions, man, super chats, keep them coming. Pound the like button, y'all. Keep them coming. Pound the like button. Keep them coming. So we went 20 minutes now, giving Jaylon Smith a lot of praise. Giving Jaylon Smith his telling what's going on with Jaylon Smith. And just to put a bow on this, man, Jaylon Smith was a good guy. And I think Mario, I like this comment right here. I'm going to add this. This is beautiful. And this is what it is right here. And this is how we'll end with Jaylon Smith. And we're not going to talk about it anymore because I don't want to be that guy. Jaylon Smith proved anyone can overcome anything. The odds of him playing were so high. Never playing again were so high. He proved hard work, never giving up, and can make things happen. His play was bad, but his story was great. Beautiful. That's it right there, man. I think, that injury in that bowl game when he was in Notre Dame was just damn. It was gruesome, dog. Like, it was really gruesome. And the fact of the matter is, he overcame that, and he played well at times. Like he played really, really well. I think, um, I believe that I believe that I believe he made a Pro Bowl if I'm not mistaken, or had a Pro Bowl year. I can't remember, but anyway, um, the point of the matter is Jaylon played really well. Um, at times he got paid, and now it's just over. And the league moves like that, and the average shelf life in the league is only what, 4 years. So man, he had a good career with the Cowboys. The Cowboys probably elevated him to be able to do things for the rest of his career that he'll never be able to do. His brother Rod Smith was in the league. He played on the Cowboys together. So it's all good, man. And we're gonna close the door on that. Let's get to this super chat. Jeff said he could take you in the Oklahoma drill. Thoughts? Love you, brother. Go Cowboys. Did Jeff call me out in the Oklahoma drill? Really? Jeff too. People don't know this about me. I'm 6'2". You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know how tall Jeff is, but I'm 6'2". It's different. It's different. Tell Jeff I said set the Oklahomas up, give me a speed flex, and I will run Jeff Kavanaugh over. Tell him stop playing with me. Jeff's my guy. Jeff is my guy. Jeff is really my guy. Here we go. We have to take it to the next level and beat the elite teams and crush the mediocre teams. Do you think it's Jabril Cox time, more reps, or Luke Gifford? Leon, thank you for that comment. I agree. I thought that we let our foot off of. I like what Zeke said. We didn't choke Carolina out. Now Carolina's a good team, and you were up on them handily, but you didn't beat them like you should have. Carolina's a good team. The Giants is going to be a trap game. They're coming off a lot of energy of this last game. Daniel Jones played probably the best game of his career. You cannot go in there with some of these distractions with the Jaylon Smith stuff. You can't go in there and play bad ball against the Giants. You can't. They want to win this game. So that's definitely going to be interesting. So yeah, that's going to be interesting. So I don't, just is what it is. All right, so let's get to the second half of this video. We're right at about 30 minutes, but I'm just feeling some good energy. And I really want to talk whatchamacallit. No, Foots is not 5'8". Anybody who's ever seen me, April knows, she could tell you I definitely ain't 5'8". As anybody who was at the draft party, they were like, dang, Foots, I didn't realize you were this tall. Yeah, sitting down, I may not look like I'm that tall, but it is what it is. So, April came through with a super chat. April is also, she doesn't know it yet, but she's my moderator. I'm going to make her my moderator. So if y'all start BSing, y'all start saying anything crazy, April going to kick you out of there. April's right. April's right. Jaylon Smith was a businessman. He did his thing. He made it. He's good. He'll be fine. This is the business of the NFL. So yeah. Anyway, let's get it back. April's also right here, guys. 370 in the chat. Keep it going. Keep the like button going. Good numbers. That's why I'm gonna keep talking. Let's keep this like button going. Let's get this video. Let's try to get to like 500. Let's talk this talk. Foots, can you hoop? What? That was my sport, dog. So I coached youth football, but I played basketball in high school. And if my grades were better, I would have went to college to play basketball. I love basketball. And so now I'll tell y'all a fun story. To make my team, I had to run 3 miles in under 25 minutes, and I couldn't do it. And to this day, that's why I run so much. If you guys follow me on Twitter, that's why I run so much, because you just got to stay in shape. My basketball coach also believes in cross country. He was big on being in shape, and that just is what it is. All right, guys, let's get to the other part of this video. Keep the super chat going. How good can this defense be? We're not going to harp on Jaylon Smith. It is what it is. I'll be on a roundtable tomorrow talking about some more. I'm pretty sure Jaylon Smith topic will come up. But, to be honest with you, some of you guys have alluded to it in the chat. Leighton Vander Esch hasn't played great. He's been okay. I think he's playing like he knows he's done. And so I just believe that they're looking at Jabril Cox in practice before we get to the defense. I think that they are looking at Jabril Cox in practice and saying, man, let's get this guy up to speed so that when the time comes, he'll be up to speed, and that he'll be able to make plays and, do what he needs to do and kind of fill his way through this season. Mixed with a lot of Jaron Curse coming down, being a force player, playing around the box, playing in the box. Mixed with a lot of I think Gifford may even get a shot. He's not a bad player. He hasn't played bad in spot duty and in preseason, so it just kind of is what it is. You can go to sleep. Yeah. So it's my little man right here was just doing his push-ups. I told him it's kind of late. He needs to go to sleep. Take your water up there. So what do I think of the Johnson signing? Let me get to this super chat real quick. April, what do I think of the Johnson signing? I don't know much about the player. I think it's a depth move, and I'm not mad at it. So it kind of is what it is. You guys tell me what you think about it. I've been covering so much and watching so much Cowboys film. I really haven't been able to get to anything else. And then I'm gonna get to the Giants tomorrow. I got a little bit of the Giants, but I really want to lock in on the Giants. How good can this defense be? That's the question. For me, right now, my money, I think that this defense could be top 13. I do. I think that I don't know if they'll finish that in yards, but like team defense, I just think that this defense, when it's all said and done, is going to be the absolute shock of the NFL because what's happening is we're going to force teams to play to keep up, right? And in that, as we force teams to play to keep up, turnovers are going to come in bunches. And with turnovers coming in bunches, teams will get away from the running game. A lot of teams don't have really great weapons. Like we saw that, okay, we'll live with DJ Moore, but who else? Like who else can beat you? A lot of teams don't really have deep receiving cores. Like you look at Washington. Terry McLaurin's really good. Who else? You look at the Giants. I don't even know who's good. Like Galladay isn't like none of those receivers scare you. Guyton, none of those guys scare you. Saquon scares you, but it's kind of weird because like Daniel Jones is like a sneaky good athlete, but I don't think he's like he has some runs that he was able to crease when they were doing some inside run stuff against like the Skins. Was weird. He had some long runs and stuff like that, but I mean against our defense. Fast flowing, like this defense is fast flowing. This defense is one objective is to fly to the football. Now I thought that Sam Darnold got the best of us at times, and I wasn't happy with that. I wasn't happy with how Sam Darnold was able to run the ball, but adjustment wise, you were able to do what? Second half, okay. I'm gonna put a stop to this, and I think honestly that's the carryover, right? Make Daniel Jones dime you all the way down the field, but then you throw some blitzes in there. I think what Dallas was able to do to Sam Darnold is how you have to win the game against the Giants, and I think that you just have a better team. You have better personnel in the Giants, and I think that you'll be able to at home put a lot of stress on them. Defensively, talking about personnel now, Jaylon out, linebacker core, Keanu Neal, Micah Parsons, Jabril Cox, LVE, LVE, Luke Gifford. That's your guys. But what this team has seen And what this team understands is that Mike is not going to always be in the middle. And I think what they were able to see is that with Micah not always being in the middle, we still can't have a drop off in the middle of the defense. And that's why Jaylon Smith is no longer on his team. And that's why I'm pretty sure Jabril Cox or whoever the next man up will be playing. Because what you can now do is use Micah as a queen, but you don't want to give up anything on the back end with a player who can't run or a player who can't cover or who doesn't have good instincts. And the truth is, Neil has great instincts. And so I think that's one of the main reasons, because just keeping Micah at one place is not even fair to him. He's that good. Again, when LeVar Arrington comes out and says, and LeVar Arrington had no reason to be pro Cowboy. I mean, I remember I used to listen to him. I'm in the DC area, so I used to listen to him when he was at 106.7 The Fan. He used to give the Cowboys hell. He hated us. But when he comes out, and obviously the Penn State connection, but when he comes out and says, hey, man, this kid has the same ability as Sean Taylor, your eyebrows go up, because that could be taken wrong. Like, Sean Taylor, like, really? Yes. Micah Parsons, and it's clear, like, Micah Parsons is going to the Pro Bowl this year. If he keeps this up, he's going to finish with 10 sacks, 10, 11 sacks. He's going to be in the top of the league in tackles. The Cowboys will be in the playoffs. If he gets like 3 picks or 4 picks, he's going to the Pro Bowl this year as a rookie. And I'll never forget when Luke Kuechly was all pro as a rookie. Like, it could happen. So I just think that, this defense, they just said, man, we have speed, we have depth. It's going to be a special move forward. All right, let's talk about this. A few super chats. You guys shoot me questions. I haven't even talked about the edge or the back end yet. I guess we could do that for a second. Let me answer this question. I'll talk about the edge, my DNs, and then I'll talk about the corners and just how special they're playing. I think we have too many D-line players playing well that Jaylon was expendable. I agree. Need to make room for Neil and the 9. Also heard that players were shocked. I hope this doesn't hurt the locker room. I don't think it can hurt the locker room because you're winning. So I don't think it can hurt your locker room at all. I think Jaylon Smith was liked. I do. This is the league, man. This is the league. Like, hurt the locker room, dog. You got a job to do. Like, you don't do your job, you out. This is the NFL, man. This is not college. You're on scholarship. This is the league at the end of the day. These people try and feed their families. So that whole, like, I feel you. I feel what you're saying, Caesar, and thank you for the super chat, homie. Seriously. This is the NFL. Like, in the league, if you're not doing your job, you're out. Dallas helped him more than they could have ever disrespected or hurt him. It's the Cowboys, so anything that happens around us is going to be put on a microscope. But it's the league. Like, if you're not up to par, they have departments who watch film, who how's he moving. They have all this technology about how many miles per hour he can reach and all this stuff. I mean, it's the league. Like, the locker room should be fine, because at the end of the day, if those guys aren't doing their job, they can get a call. Hey, man. So it sucks, but it's the league, man. It is the NFL. It is. We have coaches with Super Bowl playoff experience, trust, and April spot on. Like, Mike, whether you don't like Mike McCarthy or not, he's won a Super Bowl. Like, you can never take that from him. Ever. He knows what it takes. So many people were Zeke is washed, blah 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 blah, but Mike has figured out a way. Mike and his offensive staff has figured out a way to we can get Zeke to these numbers with 17 carries instead of 25 carries. So now Zeke is fresh throughout the year. Mike deserves credit for that. We can give Tony Pollard and Zeke, we can have a two-headed monster because not many players have this same amount of talent. Not many teams in the league have the same amount of talent as far as we have two backs that can hit it out the park and they both can go off. And right now it's looking like one will finish with 1,300 yards and the other will finish with 1,100 yards because you have a true two-headed monster. I believe that Zeke is motivated. I believe that Zeke is pushed. So, like, yeah, man. Like, I just, he deserves credit. And so we can't question this move because you're 3-1 on your way to 4-1. You're playing really, really good football. Um, let's talk about the edge. Let's talk about the D line. We've spent a lot of time on the backers. Let's talk about the edge. Let's talk about the D line. The only weakness, I want to talk about Jabril Cox's weakness real quick. The only weakness is I want to see how he feels and how physical he is, but is he sideline to sideline? Yes, he is. I just had questions about will he come downhill, C gap, boom, close C gap. Like when that run is coming at you, I've always taught my backers, and I teach my backers, you got a lead blocker coming at you. Not many teams use a lead blocker. Not many teams are even running the ball power. Like not many teams are even running power in the league, and it's so dumb to me. That's why Baltimore's so successful. That's why Dallas is so successful because they're making effort to just be physical and run the ball. But when you play those teams that come downhill, will Jabril Cox stick his nose in there and be physical? Got to see it. Anyway, but I think Jabril Cox can. It's a big boy league. This isn't, this isn't North Dakota State, LSU. Here's the deal. The edge, right? We're talking about on the edge, we're talking about the ends. So I think D Law will be another chip at the end of the season. I don't know if D Law is safe. We'll see. But they're making their way without him, and now we start looking towards the draft. I know it's way down the line, but do you draft the Law's replacement? Can Chauncey Golson be a person that helps you replace Law? Do you bash him again on the cheap? I don't know, but D Law's hurt a lot. Randy Gregory is going to be here to stay. It's looking like. And then you still have Micah who could do some things on the edge. I think that role that Micah's being used in will be early on for his first 2, 3, 4 years. He's going to be doing that all over the defense. Micah Parsons will be. So that just is what it is. But D Law's been hurt a lot. He just has. He's not getting younger. And I think April's spot on. And this is actually a really deep defensive end class, so it'll be something to look for. Cornerback. Trevon Diggs is locked down the side, and right now, contrary to popular belief, Anthony Brown is playing well enough. He just is. He's not as good as Diggs, so he's not going to get the love that Diggs gets. It just is what it is. He's not as good as Diggs, so he's not getting the love that Diggs gets. But the last 2 games, I thought that Anthony Brown had played really well, and he had 3 pass breakups this last game. He was in position. He should have had an interception. Like, that's just the difference between Diggs and Brown. Diggs will catch that interception. Brown is a clapper. But Brown, outside of the Bucks game and playing the best quarterback of all time, Brown hasn't been terrible. He just hasn't. You got to go watch the film. He did good in the Chargers game. He did good in this last game. He did good in the Philly game. And he did actually, to be completely honest with you, up until those 2 interceptions, he was outplaying Diggs as far as coverage wise. So film doesn't lie. So just keep that in mind. I think that Anthony Brown is safe. The question really is the back end and just how well Curse is playing. Man, like, I don't know how Donovan Wilson gets back on the field unless you just use Curse in the linebacker role, and maybe that's their plan too. I don't know. And I'm not saying, hold on, Corey. Let's talk about this for a second. I'm not saying that Anthony Brown is a great starter. But it's like Kelvin Joseph, dog. I love Joseph. Joseph got beat a lot in preseason. So I don't think that you just he's coming back from injury and you just throw Kelvin Joseph in there against, the Chiefs. Like he still has to work his way. He still has to work his way. It's still the league, bro. Like, and again, not all these corners will be as confident as Diggs. Y'all gotta remember, Diggs got beat a lot last year. Like Trevon Diggs got beat a lot, Corey. He did. Terry McLaurin had his way with Diggs. Not all corners can recover from that mentally. I feel like that is Diggs' best attribute. That mentally he has never checked out, and mentally, he's able to put aside, a bad play. Again, Moore was cooking him. He was. I'll be honest with you. But he comes back and he gets the picks and he figured them out. So that erases that. But, like I said, I think that if you do see Kelvin Joseph like a full switch, it would be mid-season if Brown just starts to struggle, or there's an injury. Knocking on wood. No injuries. Please, no injuries, Lord God. So anyway, but just my thoughts on that, man. Like this defense just has so many good problems to have. I thought Bradley and I gave you good reps. You talking back and talking about I thought Bradley and I gave you good reps. I think Chauncey Golson gave you good reps. And I just believe, man, like, this team is going to be good for a long defensively. This team is going to be good for a long time off of this draft, last year's draft, and piecing together the right free agents. This team is going to be good for a long time. Let's talk about the safeties, and then I'll get out of here. Talking about the safeties, Donovan Wilson. He's so physical that I want him on the field because he sets the tone. But Jaylon Curse, man, is gonna make that very, very hard. Like Jaylon Curse is gonna make it extremely hard for Donovan Wilson to get his job back, just because of the way he's playing now. Is that one of the things that the Cowboys want to do and say, hey, we'll play Jaylon Curse, we'll play Dono, we'll play Kazee, because Kazee he's your middle of the fielder. He's your guy on the roof. He hasn't been out of place. He's been really good. We'll play Keanu Neal. We'll play Micah. We'll play all those guys, and we'll be able to cover you. We'll be able to come downhill, play physical. Because you mean to tell me a defense with Keanu Neal, Micah Parsons, Dono Wilson, Jaylon Curse, really? Like, receivers, running backs are going to get crunched, right? Sheesh. That's special. That's special. What is Dallas doing? What is Dan Quinn doing? What is he cooking up? I have no idea, but I'm excited. So that's one of my theories. You guys, shoot me some questions right now. Go. Shoot me questions. I'm going to answer 5 questions. I'm going to answer 5 questions. I'm going to answer 5 questions. I'm going to answer them with love. Shoot me questions, y'all. Shoot me questions. Shoot me questions. Shoot me questions right now. Shoot me questions, guys. Shoot me questions. Shoot me questions. Shoot me questions. Shoot me questions. Brandon Joseph, I like the player. He can really play. I'm gonna stay away from draft because that's another show. How y'all gonna stop the Giants? Here we go. And thank you for the super chat, Lavish. Here we go. How y'all gonna stop the Giants? I think we just had better personnel. The Saints were able to run for like 170 on them, so I think we'll just run the ball, get up early, and then make Daniel Jones be great. And I don't think he'll be able to consistently do that. So I just think we had better personnel. And that Giants D line was better last year. They're just not as good as they were as this year. Curse hit Sean linebacker, wasn't Sean safety. Yeah, like that could happen. Mike in the middle, and then Keanu at week. That could be a thing. That could be a thing. That's a great question. Now we have to sign Foots. Foots, does Golston get a 7.5 sacks this year? I don't think that Golston will get to that many sacks. His twitch just isn't quite there. But on stunts and on rundowns, I think that Golston will make a lot of plays. And I think that he'll be like a Tyrone Crawford. Like, you just kind of just need him. I think him and Odigizua will just help you. Will just help you. They'll just help you along the way. Cedric Wilson, bigger role. Could be, man. Said the one thing about said, and you heard what Kellen Moore said, and I agree. Being a former quarterback and coming from Boise State, I think he was very well coached. And Cedric Wilson just has a feel for the game. He just has a feel for spots. He's kind of like a poor man's Randall Cobb, not quite as physical as Cobb, but he just knows how to get open. So I think that Cedric Wilson definitely deserves to play more. I do. Golston has been impressive. He's been very impressive, Vern. I think the one thing about it is like Iowa, that program, is doing some good things. Offensive linemen, defensive linemen, linebackers. I mean, I remember Josie Jewell. Like, they're putting guys in the league that are coming in the league and they're ready to play good football. Foots, other than Barkley, what honest worries do you have about the Giants? Honestly, none. Like, Daniel Jones he'll make a few plays, but he'll also be susceptible to give up some plays. I don't think that they're deep. I watched the Skins bully their offensive line, and I don't really think that the Skins defense is that great. I think our pass rush right now is better than the Skins pass rush. I do. And I think it starts with the way that Oso Dickie-Zoo is playing. And I think it starts with the way that Randy Gregory's getting off the ball. I don't know if DA is going to play this weekend, Dorrance Armstrong, but I just think that our pass rush is just really quick and feisty, and I think that we have better better cover guys on the back end. And you got to think that Dallas can score, so the game plan will be different. Like, you can't try to slow the game down against Dallas because we can score, and so you're gonna have to score points, and I don't think the Giants can do that. Does Lyle Collins get his job back? Yes. Terrence Steele is really good, but Lyle Collins will get his job back now. Does Lyle Collins have a job next year? Woo! That's some heat. That is some heat. When does Donovan Wilson come back? I'm not sure. That's what. Trade Gallup and picks for Gallimore. Wilson is a solid number 3. I don't think that Dallas is going to make that type of trade. You talking about Stephon Gallimore from the Patriots? I don't think Dallas will do that. I like it in theory, but I don't think that Dallas will do that. CeeDee Lamb, let's end on this. CeeDee Lamb, what's crazy about it is CeeDee Lamb really hasn't even gotten going yet. Like, CeeDee hasn't really gotten his groove, I don't believe. I think that CeeDee Lamb really is the link. But that's what's so beautiful about the Cowboys. It's a 17-game season. And the difference is between Dallas and other teams, Dallas can beat you however you want to get beat. So if you want to play two-high shell, we can run the ball for 20 yards. If you want to play man, like Carolina was doing and blitzing and sending all these exotic blitzes, okay, well, we're going to throw the ball over your head to Amari Cooper. Let's see. Any more questions, y'all? Talk to me. That's right, April. We're not at full throttle. Do you think Jaylon Smith will go to Washington? I don't know. I mean, I was reading today that Philly's linebacker play has been very bad. I don't think that Jaylon Smith makes it better, but he's a name, and so sometimes people fall in love with names. Per Bleacher Report, that makes sense. Liability, money-wise, that makes sense. I can see CD having a really big game this weekend. Giants corners are food this weekend. I'm going to tell you that. You think the Cowboys should do like the Cardinals and depth up on another receivers, or is Semi ever going to play? I think that the Cowboys are fine receivers right now. They don't need more receivers. I think the offense is clicking, and you got to think Blake Jarwin and Dalton Schultz will give you a lot of good reps. You don't need more bodies in here. You don't. You're fine. Do you think the absent? Yes, that's what I spent the first hour for the first 30 minutes. Jabril Cox is going to play. You'll see rest from Jabril Cox. The last 3 weeks, teams wanted to stop the passing game, and then we got to stay. That's absolutely right. I'm gonna turn up Sunday. Semi isn't ready to play. I don't know, Vern. He might not be. Any more questions, guys? I'm getting tired, but I want to dig this video out for y'all because I can't do anything without you guys, and you guys are solid. Check this out. I gave y'all a lot of time, so I need y'all to do something for me, right? I'm gonna put my IG and my Twitter on here. It's the same thing at Footster King. I need everybody to go to IG, and I need everybody to go to Twitter and shoot me a follow, man. I just put it, man. Shoot me a follow. I'm doing a lot of things musically. On Twitter, I'm always tweeting life stuff. Wake up in the morning, give God glory, all that good stuff. So shoot me a follow, man. Much love to y'all. This has been an amazing live stream. Um, um, we're going live. I'm going live with the homies tomorrow, so make sure that y'all tap into that. The final score Sunday will be 35-24. Cowboys win. 35-24. Cowboys win. Cowboys win. Cowboys have been killing it, and it is what it is. Much love, y'all. Again, shoot me a follow. IG. I'm gonna promote it again. IG and Twitter at Foots King. Thank you guys, man, for being loyal to me. This was good convo. This was really good convo. I tried to get to an hour, but let's see. Let's get to an hour. Bump it. Let's get to an hour, y'all. Y'all stuck in there with me. Let's get to an hour. I'm gonna get to an hour for y'all. We're going 3 more minutes because you guys deserve it. Let's talk about this real quick. Is Trevon Diggs top 5 already? Diggs is 100% top 5. It's not even close. And I don't know if that's body of work, but right now he's playing number 1. Like, he's easily the number 1 corner in the league. But I just think that he's playing good ball. I think this team is playing good ball. This team is playing sharp. They're having fun. You know what I'm saying? And they're playing for each other. So that could be why some of the people may be, what's the word? Confused right now because everybody's playing for each other. But the truth is hey, man, it is what it is. Like, I'm watching them talk about Dallas right now. Cedric Wilson just had a big catch and CeeDee Lamb's blocking. Like, everybody's playing for each other. Everybody's being dogs. It's gonna be really, really fun. Do you think we run a big nickel package? I think you can, Justin. I like the way you're thinking, Justin Boone. I think you could go big nickel with the way. So Jaylon Curse being a special teams guy, I had no idea his football IQ was as good, his mindset was as good. But we gotta understand those special teamers, man, they get it out the mud. So his mindset is physical. His mindset is, I'm gonna do whatever it takes. I think so. I think that Jaylon Curse will be one of the few players who his career arc will go like it was here and it'll go up, continue to go up because of this opportunity. So even if Dallas doesn't re-sign him, which I think would be a mistake because you found something and your safety play just hasn't been great, so you found something, you need to stick with it. I do think that Curse has earned it. We've seen bad safety play here for a long time. So I believe that whatever Curse got coming to him, he's earned it. So anyway, guys, it's your boy Foots, man. Obviously, the big news tonight, Jaylon gone, but I just think that this defense is going to continue to grow, continue to be special. Like this defense is really, really special, guys. Like the way that we fly around, the way that we cause turnovers. Once D-Law does get back, if he's fully healthy, you got help on the way, man. Neville, D-Law, you have help on the way. And it's gonna be exciting. So much love, y'all. Thank you for these last 2 super chats. Just showing love for us. Can't wait until Cox gets his peanut butter. Facts. Keep it up, Foots. Mr. Jab. Thank you, Mr. Jab. You're the first Cowboys YouTuber I started watching back in 2016. Thank you, Mr. Jab, for locking in with me and staying with me, man. Much love to you. Hey, Foots, did you see the Cowboys are dropping a 30? Do you see the They could definitely turn up on the Giants, man. But it's a trap game. You need to tap in. It's a trap game, so don't go out there being cocky. You need to tap in. You need to tap in. You need to be locked in. That's what good teams do. They were talking about that earlier in the stream. That's what good teams do. We got to an hour, y'all. We haven't seen much of Cox. They must feel like, yep. That's what I said. They must feel like, I think they've seen Cox in practice and know what time it is. All right, guys. It's your boy Foots. Peace.